well, we're not saying Gallagher's dumb, but he drafted like a dweeb, and at the end of this season,
no
self-esteem.
Actually, he drafted dumb, but he's not a dweeb. And he's not dumb overall, but when it comes to fantasy football drafting, he's pretty dumb.
Yeah, he loves Lamp.
Yeah, but after, like you said, after these shows, he's gonna have no self-esteem by the time the season's over. Kind of like how we used to rock out in the car in high school. I mean, back then.
8 tracks, right?
No, actually, if you had a CD deck in the car, that was novel. Of course, it skipped every time you ran over a train track or something. There was massive skipping. But if you had an aftermarket CD player in your car, because cars generally didn't have them built in.
Going around with your Walkman, eh?
Yeah, but we loved Rock Out to the Offspring our senior year of high school. That was one of our go-to albums. So sorry for all the... Just to reassure Jason, that all of this is good fun. We love that you're in the league, but next year, draft smarter.
So this week, this episode, we're going to just kind of go into the previews of the games
really
quick.
Yeah.
We ran pretty far over.
There's 3 games of the week this week because 2 of them involve 2-1 versus 2-1, and then
another one's 2-1 against top scoring teams.
So
the first game of the week is Dream Crushers against Buddy Bear.
Yeah, and if it were before the Baltimore Ravens game, I would say I'm going to win by 10. I justify that by saying my quarterback's better, my running backs are better, my 2 receivers are better. He's a lot better at tight end and wide receiver 3.
Right, but Flacco went off.
Yeah, Flacco at 27, so I still think I'm going to win, but I'm going to predict a loss just so I don't have to eat crow next week, because it's hard to overcome 27 from Flacco, although I am predicting that Aaron Rodgers goes off like the old days and finally gets a 30-plus point game.
Yeah, I agree. I think Dream Crushers is going to win. I do think that your sentiment that it could go either way is a fair thing.
It was a 4-point line on ESPN.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, that the Flacco game ends up being the determining factor.
Unless Rodgers goes for over 30, which he's due.
Well, yeah. If that happens, then, yeah, for sure it could bounce back in your
and remember, Mike Wallace is on bye. So if I lose, it's because Mike Wallace is on bye.
Okay. Well, got the excuses ready right away.
Now,
I think little brother is going to take it to Craig. I think Craig is going to start the season 1-3.
I agree with this too. And ESPN actually had him as a 24-point line.
Craig's got a bunch of red letters sitting next to his players.
Yeah, and Nick's is doubtful out of the blue.
Doubtful out of the blue.
What happened to Nick? He seemed fine.
Maybe he sneezed hard or something. So we both have Matthew winning that one.
And this whole Nick's thing, that's why he needs depth at receiver. He's got great starters, but lousy depth, and it's going to bite him in the butt again.
Well, we got...
The other third game of the week is...
no, this one's not a game of the week.
No, it's just what's the third game of the week?
Third game of the week, that'd be Owen against myself.
Yeah, 2-1 in the beta division. And that one is actually what ESPN has a line of that one saying Owen is a 12-point favorite. I think that's about right. I think that he's got the solid group of receivers, better running back. The only edge I give you is at quarterback. However, all bets are off if D'Angelo Williams, who I just traded to you, goes off on a big run, because he's overdue. Usually 3-4 times a year he's going to nail one of those 50, 60, 70-yard touchdown runs.
And Atlanta's the defense, you can see it happening against. Yeah, they're horrible against the run.
Bad run defense. So if D'Angelo Williams has a big 60, 70-yard touchdown run, then I think that flips the tables. But otherwise, I think Owen wins in a relatively close game, 10, 15 points.
Yeah, I'm seeing it kind of the same way. I think it's going to be one of those things that, again, comes down to one of those one receiver difference, and I win the game. I think it's probably going to be about a 5 to 7 point win for Owen. But if a couple bounces go my way, I see this as a very winnable game. I believe in my team. I think we can do it, but I'm betting it'll be Owen.
Yeah, but Gronkowski's doubtful, but the problem is that he's got Gonzalez and Daniels, so it doesn't really hurt him that bad if he's got to sit Gronk.
Now in a game we've got a couple of games that'll be competitive. Probably we got Nick against Nathan.
Yeah, that's kind of just a snooze fest game, unless you're Nick or Nathan, because you always love to watch your own games.
Yeah, now Nick's projected to have a really solid week.
Yeah, they gave him 144. That's a real strong. Actually, they projected him 131 before, or not 131. What was it?
Probably about
140 even.
Yeah.
They projected 140 even, but they gave him a boost because of the Ravens D on Thursday night.
I can see. We both kind of think Nick's going to be the winner on this one.
Probably.
I don't think it's Nathan. I don't think his team is actually that bad. Again, it's team mediocre. But this one, just the matchups favor Nick. He's got all of his guys going. I got to go with Nick on this one.
I think it's going to be a little bigger than a 13-point win. I think he wins by about 20.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then you got the bye week is Messi Madrid, Fram Spindam, and 43 points is the line.
They'll win by 50, 60.
Yeah, I mean, you need more than 3 players, and it's gonna be a recurring theme. It doesn't pay to waste time on it. We've already piled on Gale over and over again, but
that's why we call him bye week.
Yeah, he's bye week. And then finally we got It's a Dry Heat and the Polkai Panthers, and this is another game that has a pretty big line, 31-point favorite for Kelly Snyder.
Yeah, I think it's about right. I mean, we kind of look at Rome's team as a weaker team. He's got a couple of really strong pieces where you never know what might happen, but week in, week out, the odds will favor his opponent for the most part, and I feel like that's what's going to happen here. I think Kelly's going to come away with a fairly comfortable victory.
Yeah, with Rome, he's trotting out Daniel Thomas against one of the best defenses in the league.
And you know what really hurt him was getting nothing out of Pitta after a really strong start to the year. Bolden
got 24. That made the trade look good for a week anyway.
Yeah, but then the Pitta thing that was pitiful.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That's one of those things where they have Dix in there too and a lot of weapons. So I don't think Pitta's going to be Graham or Gronkowski by any stretch.
So yeah, I mean that's a very quick mashup of the 6 games that are going to go. We'll be seeing you guys all next week. Hopefully celebrating a couple victories, but we're having
the Pack League next week. The Packers, like Jim Rome said, they are going to be raging.
Yeah, he said they'll be the winners of the Angry Bowl this week, and I kind of see
they got ripped off. The Packers got ripped off, and this is the week that they take no prisoners. It doesn't matter if it's real refs, fake refs. They're going to pound the Saints, and they're going to win by, I'm calling it 42-21.
Like that?
42-21.
You just had a woo moment there.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers breaks 30 points. Remember, he averaged 29.7 last year. So 30 is not out of the realm. He is going to go for 35 points. The Packers are going to put up 40. They're going to kill the Saints, and they're going to just take out their frustrations with a vengeance.
Do you think Mike McCarthy went in front of their team and said, we're going to beat New Orleans, and we're going to beat Minnesota, and we're going to beat Detroit? Woo! Do you think McCarthy maybe did that in front of his team?
He's pretty even keel, but I think he's probably
had a little Howard Dean moment there.
They might have behind the scenes. Actually, Kevin Green is more likely to do that.
He was pretty animated even in their loss there. That was
a little tidbit. The Packers actually have, by NFL rankings, the #1 pass defense in the league this year after having the worst in history last year. Way to go, Dom Capers, rookie defensive backs, and Dick Perry and Jarrell Worthy.
Against a rookie quarterback, Jay Cutler, and the guy that never passes, Alex Smith.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it doesn't matter. They're looking really good.
They face their first real test passing this week. We'll see if they're still ranked #1 after this week.
Yeah, and the last thing I was going to mention is this is the first time in history, I think. I haven't looked at the archives, but for the first time in history, I think that no teams are undefeated through 3 weeks. 8 teams are 2-1.
A lot of people are still in it. I think already we can turn the lights out on bye week, though.
Yeah, otherwise everyone else has a shot, especially if you can finagle some moves.
Sounds like milking a cow there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to get at.
All right, well, on that note.
Milking a cow, finagling.
Look, Dad, you're a farmer.